Hello and welcome to this week's edition of On Deck with Avoya, your weekly travel update. I'm your host, Chris Greene, Director of Network Expansion for Avoya Travel. We appreciate your time today as we do every week, and thank you for being part of our weekly show. Last week, we came to you from the trade show floor of the ASTA Global Convention in Chicago, and this week we'll be previewing the next major travel agent event, the Las Vegas Travel Agent Forum, which will take place at the end of September at Caesars Palace in Las Vegas, Nevada. And this week, we're very fortunate. Our Meet the Industry special guest is Jim Cloonan. Jim is president of Travel Show Marketing Group, the company that produces that fantastic yearly event. Jim will be joining us in just a few moments to discuss the upcoming show. Make sure you know how to sign up if you're not already, and discuss the travel agent industry in general. We look forward to having Jim on the program today. COVID news from home and abroad, a new instant booking bonus from Royal Caribbean and Celebrity Cruises, and how Avoya Travel managed to keep 97% of its highest producing affiliates in the network, despite all of the COVID challenges, all coming up in our Eye on the Industry feature. We'll also discuss promotions, how to start a new travel business, and more on today's On Deck with Avoya, your weekly travel update. So let's kick things off and jump right into some industry insights with our Eye on the Industry feature. If you like music, you may have heard of the style of blues called the Delta Blues. Well, these days, the travel industry is singing the Delta variant, uncertainty blues, as once again, policies and procedures are changing at a rapid pace. We'll start domestically with some of the new changes. The CDC, the Center for Disease Control, has recommended that all unvaccinated people avoid traveling on this upcoming and always busy Labor Day weekend. In a White House briefing earlier this week, Dr. Rochelle Walensky, director of the Centers for Disease Control and Prevention, is quoted as saying, "First and foremost, if you are unvaccinated, we would recommend not traveling," going on to say it's critical that being vaccinated is part of their pre-holiday checklist. However, they provided a recommended checklist for those that will travel anyway, and that includes getting tested 1 to 3 days before travel, get tested 3 to 5 days after returning from travel with a self-quarantine period of 7 days, or if you choose not to get tested, the self-quarantine for 10 days. The island of Oahu, including Honolulu, Hawaii, has introduced new measures to try and control the spread of COVID-19. Now, this will start on the 13th of September. All guests to restaurants, museums, and attractions will have to either provide proof of vaccination or a negative COVID test taken within the last 72 hours for entry. This follows the request from Hawaii's Governor David Ige that tourists consider not traveling to Hawaii until the latest surge has ended. In international travel, the European Union has thrown a wrench into the reopening of international travel as they've removed the United States from its safe travel list and recommended its member countries impose tougher restrictions on unvaccinated travelers from the United States. The vote from the EU Council is only a recommendation to its member countries. However, the countries have the right to decide if they'll follow that guidance or not. And as of this report earlier today, only Italy has added new restrictions for American travelers by now mandating that all U.S. travelers present a negative COVID test taken within 72 hours of arrival, regardless of vaccination status. Previously, only unvaccinated travelers had to provide this. The rest of their restrictions remain in place, and we'll continue to monitor this ongoing story. If there's one big positive bit of news that comes out of all of that, it continues to show just how vital a travel agent is to the booking process. Because if these restrictions are confusing for those of us in the industry, you can only imagine how confusing it is for the general public. Royal Caribbean International and Celebrity Cruise Lines are once again stepping up to the plate to show how much it values the travel agent community. Coinciding with Travel Partner Appreciation Month, both brands will be offering an instant booking bonus of up to $200 on all newly fully deposited bookings through September. Parent company Royal Caribbean Group said the instant booking bonus is the next phase of the RCL Cares program, which launched in March of 2020. Quoting our good friend Vicky Freed, Senior Vice President of Sales, Trade Support, and Service for Royal Caribbean International, we heard loud and clear from our travel partners that the most important thing for them during this difficult time was seeing revenue immediately. We listened and designed this bonus to make sure that travel professionals are seeing an incremental payout at the time of booking. I say happy selling. And remember, if your host or franchise doesn't have the resources to put those kind of clients in front of you looking to book, you should reach out and start the conversation with Avoya Travel, because the Avoya Travel Network has exclusive access to live leads generated by our best-in-class marketing department, and that allows them to do just that. Sell, sell, sell. Speaking of Avoya Travel and sales, we wrap up our news segment this week with news from our company, Avoya Travel, one of the travel industry's most innovative brands. We just announced that over 97% of the independent agencies in the Avoya Travel Network that sold over $1 million, that's a pretty staggering number, $1 million in 2019, have remained affiliated with Avoya through the COVID-19 pandemic. Since March of 2020, Avoya Travel has rolled out a large number of enhancements to its vacation platform model to increase efficiencies for the Avoya network and amplify their sales potential. These initiatives include the creation of the optional Avoya Smart Leads program, a future travel credit conversion campaign, the newly enhanced Avoya Marketing Resource Center, and the development of Avoya Conversations, text messaging and communication technology, which offers the Avoya network the option to communicate with customers via text message through an easy-to-use system that is integrated into Avoya's patented agent-powered technology. And if you'd like to find out more on our resource and why our million-dollar agencies remain so loyal to Avoya Travel and the Avoya Travel Network, please reach out with your request and start the conversation soon. We've got an expert standing by. They'd love to have that conversation and answer all of your questions. As we continue with this week's edition of On Deck with Avoya, your weekly travel update, we're excited for another Meet the Industry segment. Today, we're spotlighting one of the premier travel agent forums that a travel professional can attend. This year's Las Vegas Travel Agent Forum at Caesars Palace. The event is coming up later this month, September 26th through the 29th, and we're excited that Avoya Travel will once again be a proud sponsor of this very important industry event. And we're also excited to welcome Jim Cloonan, president of the Travel Show Marketing Group, as our featured Meet the Industry guest today. Jim, along with his partner, have been producing travel agent events for over 20 years, and we're looking forward to Jim's insight about the Las Vegas Travel Agent Forum, our industry in general, and why engaging with these types of industry events is vital for the success of your business. So without further ado, let's welcome our special guest, Jim Cloonan, president of Travel Show Marketing Group, to this week's On Deck with Avoya. Jim, thank you for your time and welcome to our broadcast.
Chris, thank you for having me. I feel like I should be a little more caffeinated. You got it going there, my friend.
Jim, before we jump into the upcoming Las Vegas Travel Agent Forum, I was hoping you could give us a little bit of your backstory and how you got involved with the travel industry and how you started producing travel agent events.
Sure. Boy, I've been in trade shows for about 25 years. My partner, Eric Cooper, and I have been joined at the hip since, I think, 1996. Our original start was, believe it or not, in plant engineering and facility maintenance shows from a company in Northern California. Around 2002, the previous owner of our previous company asked us to join in and start doing travel agent events. The first event we did was a tour and cruise show in Fort Lauderdale in 2003. That was when the home-based network really wasn't something that was fully appreciated or understood in the industry. And we did our first home-based event in late 2004. And it was a very small portion of the event. And by 2006, we had standalone home-based agent events. So it really gives you an idea of the level of growth that this industry has seen in really in the past, 5 to 7 years, but over the last 15, 16 years with the advent of better technology, boy, it's been a real game changer for everybody.
No doubt about that, Jim. Was travel always something that was important to you even before you got into this side of the industry?
It has. I didn't realize how little I had traveled until I started meeting people who really started going global. I thought that the Caribbean and a couple of trips to Europe were put me on the sophistication trail, but I learned quickly that wasn't the case. So since then, I've certainly broadened my horizons, been to some beautiful places, and as all of us that do this work in this industry that we love, it's been a fantastic run, and I'm looking forward to hopping back on planes more frequently and seeing more places. That's for sure.
And speaking of hopping on planes, I can't wait to hop on the plane, get to Las Vegas for the upcoming Las Vegas Travel Agent Forum, scheduled for September 26th through the 29th. You're at Caesars Palace in Las Vegas this year. Last year, the show had to be postponed due to COVID and the restrictions it caused. This year, an exciting new venue and some exciting things happening with the forum itself. Give us a preview of what we can expect this year, Jim.
So, I got to give a big shout out to our partner with Caesars Entertainment and their team. When COVID hit, we were one of the first events in Las Vegas. We were scheduled for the end of March last year. So our event went down quickly. And when it was time to rebook, we were originally going to be in June. And we realized rather, unfortunately, around Christmas time, that wasn't going to be a feasible time to do it. And they worked with us every step of the way. Everybody at Caesars Palace, Caesars Entertainment in general, they're great. They moved us from Paris across the street to Caesars. We'll be there again in 2022. And we just have some terrific partners out there. The Las Vegas Convention and Visitors Authority. They are first-rate organization. They are agent forward in everything that they do. They host an event for us. This year, they're going to be hosting an event, as you had said when we were talking before this started, at the new Circa Hotel and Casino downtown, which I am really excited to see. We're hosting a welcome reception the night of September the 27th at their Stadium Swim Sportsbook, and all are welcome that are attending the conference. We're having another outdoor event on Tuesday evening, the 28th, at the pools at Caesars Palace. And then would you like me to talk a little bit about the content? Is that to get into that a little bit? We have, with the times being what they are, we have several legal sessions. We have talks on when is best to sign group contracts. When are you protected? How does insurance work? The errors and liabilities people, the straight up travel insurance people, so that you can bring it back to your clients. It's for now it's a different world, and we're trying to adapt the show to give the agents what they want, but we're also bringing out some fantastic destinations for training. We have Hawaii back, one of our great partners. Madeira, Portugal, that's going to be a host of one of our future events. We have Heirloom Travel from Morocco speaking. Visit Anchorage is going to be at the show as well. And we have somebody coming from Croatia, one of the countries that's actually allowed to travel over here, who's going to be doing a session on all things Croatia. So we want to keep it fun. We want to keep it entertaining. We want to keep it educational. Of course, we have the trade show with nearly 200 suppliers from around the world coming in. And it's going to be here, it's 3 weeks from Monday. It'll be 2.5 years since I had stepped foot in Las Vegas, and it's hard to even say that. It's crazy to imagine that, but it is what it is, and it's just about here. And my team, we are very, very excited to get back out there.
Jim, as you probably might imagine, there's been some agents that in their heart really want to attend or normally have attended, and maybe because of things going on with the Delta variant or whatever, they just haven't pulled the trigger yet. Is it still possible for travel agents to sign up for this year's event and attend?
It is. It's we won't be accepting walk-ups this year for a couple of different reasons, but up until Friday the 24th of September, until Sunday the morning of the 26th, you'll be able to register. So the website for the show, travelagentforum.com. You can register on the site. It's the rate for a travel agent to attend is $159. It includes everything, the education, the trade shows, the networking events in the evening. Sandals is putting on a great luncheon while we're out there as well. If we have a special code for Avoya agents and affiliates of 3376, you'll save $30 off the published rate. So anybody who wants to join us, travelagentforum.com and use promo code 3376, and you'll be able to save a few bucks.
And after we finish our broadcast, and Jim, we'll link that in the comments here on our Facebook Live. Jim Cloonan, president of Travel Show Marketing Group, is our featured Meet the Industry guest today on Deck with Avoya. Jim, it seems that Las Vegas is the perfect place to host an event like the Travel Agent Forum. And I know more of our affiliates in the Avoya Travel Network are planning to attend versus some of the other shows we participate in. Would you agree with that statement? And why do you think Las Vegas remains as a top convention destination?
Well, as previously mentioned, the LVCVA is a first-rate organization. I've done events in a lot of cities, and Las Vegas is the one that says, yes, we'll figure it out, rather than, no, we can't do it. And as a show organizer, that's the most important thing we can have, is that relationship. And they are, the city of Las Vegas is bruised, battered, and torn, but boy, they're coming back up from the mat in a very strong way. And their numbers are coming back up. The conferences aren't where they were. They probably won't be for another year, but everybody's coming back. The meeting space, the mice, it's all there. And it's the city itself offers so much. If you hear people say, oh, I don't gamble, I don't want to go. You have top ranked restaurants from around the world, top chefs. Some of the greatest Broadway plays are playing nightly, in some cases 2 times a night. The concerts that are out there, the house shows that they have there are, you can go out there for a week and a half, 2 weeks, and have the time of your life. And it's, when you're out there for 3 or 4 days, don't plan on getting much sleep, plan on doing a lot of walking and a lot of sightseeing and having a lot of laughs and a lot of fun with industry friends.
It's always changing. I mean, the thing is, you can go to Las Vegas this year, and by the time you go back next year, something's going to change. There's going to be something new to see. It's pretty amazing how Las Vegas continually re-evolves and reinvents itself, I think.
Right? Isn't that the truth? We were talking before how what we thought was bright and sparkly in 1995 now is the old man on the corner, and we have the resorts worlds and the circus coming up, and everybody's putting up these new buildings out there. It's always fun because there's always something new and exciting to see.
Absolutely. Jim, thinking about the travel industry from a broader perspective, why do you think attending events like the Las Vegas Travel Agent Forum is vital for travel professionals to engage with?
For our event specifically, we have a couple of great people. Jen Fernandez does the content for us, and she works with a lot of industry professionals who help us to put together timely, for instance, the legal talks that we're doing, timely accreditation, certification, to stay up to date and up to speed with everything that's out there, whether it's the newest suppliers, the newest properties in the Caribbean, or the latest trends in booking, or meeting with the various host agencies and everything that they have to offer, stopping by, saying hello to Skip. Of course, we can't go through this whole thing without saying thanks to Skip. He's one of our favorite exhibitors, and we love seeing him every year, and it's again been 2.5 years. But the education more than anything. But right now, I think everybody just wants to networking into. I can't tell you how happy I'm going to be when I don't have to look at myself talk on a screen. It's we got to do them. We know we have to do them, but boy, I can't wait until this is something that we're talking about in past tense. I
understand. As a follow-up to that question, and of course, Avoya Travel proud to be a sponsor again this year. But what do you think it says about the companies like Avoya Travel and your other sponsors that continue to invest in the industry by being sponsors of the Las Vegas Travel Agent Forum, despite all of the challenges that COVID-19 has created for everybody in our industry?
The belief in the travel agent distribution channel. I mean, it's now more than ever. If you're going anywhere aside from a 20-minute drive down the road, having a professional that has a phone number that can reach out to a person at a property or an airline or a destination and give you the information you need when you need it is more important than ever. And we all know somebody at this point whether they traveled and they got stuck somewhere or their reservations were canceled. And well, you are rolling the dice if you're not working with an experienced travel agent, and that's what they're all saying. They're coming to the show. I like to think it's because of me, but it's because they want to support the industry. It's critical to keep this industry going, to stay in front of them and to do what we can to help. And and Avoya is at the front of that list for sure.
Jim, one last question about the upcoming Las Vegas Travel Agent Forum before we get into a few fun facts about you personally. But one more time, give us the quick bullet points about the what, when, and why the travel agent community should attend this year's event.
Well, I think it's more important than ever to get back out and reconnect with your partners. It's so many people. I mean, I'm not going to sugarcoat it. The industry has been devastated. So many of your partners are no longer with the companies that they were with. They're with new companies. Some of them are out of the industry, but those personal connections, more than anything, are what you need right now. You need to rebuild the relationships with the brands. You need to reconnect with the agents, your peers, and see what they're doing to get back on their feet. The education, learning about different destinations, the small talk at the cocktail parties. It's more important than ever. All of these things, whether you're coming to this show or if you went to ASTA last week, you know that these events are lifeblood for the industry, and you need to be out there and staying up to speed on everything to take those next steps when everybody's ready, and hopefully that's soon.
So again, just real quick, it is September 26th through the 29th. It's
Correct.
the Las Vegas Travel Agent Forum at Caesars Palace in Las Vegas. Give us that code one more time if our affiliates haven't registered yet and they would like to get that discount, if you don't mind.
4 digits, 3376, and it's on the registration page of travelagentforum.com.
Now, Jim, I'm sure that producing shows like the Las Vegas Travel Agent Forum and your other events keep you pretty busy, but what do you do when you get some downtime? What does Jim Cloonan like to do for fun?
I've been playing a lot of golf. I think that's one of the more COVID-friendly things to do in the last year. The winter was a little bit of a challenge because I live in Boston, but it's we're enjoying the summertime right now and getting some beach time in and hitting the links quite a bit.
So I have to ask, did the score go down?
It's like everything. The score went down, the score went up, the score is inconsistent. I can't explain it. So it's a little bit like the pandemic.
Yeah, golf is a challenging sport, no doubt about it. What about wish list trips that you hope to take one day? Any place other than all of us coming to Las Vegas later this month that's high on your list of must-see destinations at some point?
Well, I think that, again, we've all been fortunate with being in this industry, being able to go to some pretty great places. My next trip is the one I'm most looking forward to. I've never been to Belize. We have rescheduled it 4 times. We were originally going in April of 20, then December of 20, April of 21. Now, fingers crossed, December of 21. Myself and my wife and a group of our friends will be heading to one of the islands off the coast of Belize. So I'm really excited to do some diving, some snorkeling, some hanging out with friends that we haven't seen in a couple of years.
Yeah, sounds pretty magical. Jim, one last question before we let you go. You've been producing events for over 20 years. What piece of advice would you offer somebody that was maybe watching this and they're new to the industry, they haven't yet got involved, about what our industry is, what makes it special, and why it's so great to be involved with?
Aside from the obvious of seeing the world and doing a job you love, the thing that I've noticed more than anything else is that it's a very supportive collective of people, whether it's our Las Vegas show where there's a couple thousand people there, or one of our boutique romance or family shows. Everybody wants everybody else to succeed. They want to help you. They want to give you the answers will help you move you along. If you're a new agent, and if you come to our event or somebody else's event, sit down at a table. If you don't know anyone, say hello, introduce yourself, tell them that you're new. You'll actually get sick of talking to people because they're so helpful. They want to give you their experiences, tell you what will benefit you, and you see that at every one of our shows. We aren't doing it this year, but traditionally we offer a mentoring program every year where some of the newer agents can follow around some of the more seasoned agents that have been to some previous events and help them walk through the conference. And that's more than anything. I mean, I know when you go to a conference, by definition, you're traveling, you're out of the house, you're going to enjoy yourself, but it really feels like an old homecoming when we're in Las Vegas every year. There's so many people that you see that you have relationships with and in a history of, whether it's simply grabbing a dinner or being on a fam somewhere with them. It's just great. It's just a great thing, and your peers are there to help you.
Very well said. Jim Cloonan, everyone, president of Travel Show Marketing Group. Jim, thank you for your time and great insight today. I look forward to seeing you in Las Vegas again, September 26th through the 29th for the Las Vegas Travel Agent Forum. And we very much appreciate you being our featured Meet the Industry guest today.
Thank you, Chris. I look forward to seeing you in a few weeks. Take care.
Absolutely. You too, Jim. Next week, we're going to feature an amazing member of the Avoya Travel Network when we welcome Nicole Patrick, owner of Traverse the Earth Travel LLC, an independent agency in the Avoya Travel Network, as our featured Meet the Network guest, and that will be next Thursday. Okay, so it's a new month, but we still have the same amazing promotions. Oops, I flipped that around. Let me talk to you about being new to the travel industry first. My fault. If you're brand new and you're thinking about getting involved in this really exciting industry, the travel agent industry, now is the perfect time, in my personal belief. Even though all the challenges with the COVID, the golden period of leisure travel is fast approaching. I can just feel it. And if you're new to the industry and you want to learn how you can build a successful travel business, be your own boss, set your own hours, reach out and start the conversation. Get in touch with a network expansion specialist. They can answer all your questions. They can discuss our innovative resources, including turnkey marketing assets, an award-winning Avoya Mastermind program, and so much more. And of course, we'll make sure we have that contact information here in just a second. And now, new month, still great promotions though. If you're an experienced travel advisor, we talked earlier about how Avoya Travel has retained 97% of its $1 million agencies from 2019. If that's your goal, to be $1 million agency, or maybe you're already there, but you need a better home and you're a high-end travel professional, reach out, get qualified. If you do, we can waive that $495 affiliation fee for you. If you're still trying to get to that level, we've got a promotion for you as well, where you can reach out and we can, once you're qualified and you're an affiliate, we'll waive that first renewal as long as both parties want to extend that initial contract. You can explore with complete flexibility, no long-term contract or exclusive agreement. Again, reach out to us to get qualified and get those offer details. Now, how do you reach out? So many ways. There's my email on the screen, chris.greene@avoyatravel.com. You can reach out to our website at avoyanetwork.com. Leave us a question right here on Facebook. We'll make sure that we respond. Call us on the phone. We'll get you connected with a network expansion specialist, start the conversation, and maybe really soon you'll be part of Avoya Travel, the #1 host agency in leisure travel, and part of our shared success platform. A big thank you again to Jim Cloonan, our special guest today. I'm looking forward to seeing Jim, and I hope I see everybody at that show here in a few weeks in Las Vegas. Big thank you to Marissa Smith for producing our segment, as she does every single week. And thank you for making time to join us on Deck with Avoya, your weekly travel update. We'll be back next Thursday. Until then, take care, everyone.